Welcome in, Jimmy Sim. Welcome in, everybody. My name is Josh. This is the Gaming Joy channel, and we are going to do a tour of Judith Plains. Now, I've been watching the development log for this one. I'm a really big fan of DR Modding's maps. I had a great lot of fun on his two maps, both for FS22. Two maps? Three maps? For FS22, I had a lot of fun on them. I'm a big fan, and I always have been, of a 4X map. A 4X map just seems logical to me. That's like my size. That's the kind of map I want to play. That's the size map I want to play. So coming into this and seeing that knowing that it's a 4X and knowing that it has the level of detail that that he's open to is, it is what it is. If we look over here on the actual, on DJ Modding's itch.io, if you're looking to get this map, it's right here on itch.io, and this is the map release version 1.0. I have intentionally not watched any map previews, any map tours, anything anyone else has posted about this map, except for a few. Like I started to watch, I think it was Farmer Sims. He did some like flyby stuff about this map, and I'm like, you know what? I want to see it fresh for myself. But other than these screenshots here and the development logs that I've been following, it feels very much like a DJ Modding map. The kind of stuff that I like to see and the kind of stuff that I like to play. I'm looking forward to it. Other than that, I don't know. It's all new to me. I just started in, brand new game. Now, the map suggests precision farming. I don't normally play. I haven't played with precision farming at all. I haven't even touched it yet. We also have the planes and whatever, the new DLC. What's it called? Planes and Trains and Automobiles. What's it called? Plains and Prairies pack installed. I downloaded a couple kind of small tractor mods just for the sake of it. But other than that, it's our standard set of equipment that we normally tour with. I'm going to leave the time at 5 because I do want it to get to be nighttime. So here it is. And here's the map. So I'm going to look at this map. And if you haven't seen one of these tours before, I'm looking at this map as someone who understands the work it takes to make a map, who understands the level of detail that, maybe incorrectly, I don't know, but the level of detail that I'm looking for in a map and the level of detail that I expect out of maps. I expect big things. I expect Middleburg level of detail. I expect UMRV level of detail. I expect Court Farms level of detail out of maps. And so far, I haven't really seen very many maps. There have been a few, but not very many that give me that feeling of lived in, of a real place, of something that I can kind of jump into and love. But I'm also looking at it from a modder's perspective. I know how much work it takes, how long it takes, what it takes to do those kind of things. So all of my feedback is going to be based off of those kind of criteria. So let's get into it. Let's see how this thing's. I haven't looked at this map at all. Barely looked at the PDA. I do love, he always does this, how he has tractors around the dealership. They're just sitting there that you can get into and drive away in, and you can use. Now you can't tab to them. This is on the main farm. So I'm going to jump back to the store. Let's look at the PDA while I'm jumping back to the store. How do I use the PDA in this game? Oh my goodness. Oh, I love it. Love it. All right. So this is Judith Plains, Montana. And we are here. This is apparently the starter farm up here. We'll come back to that. Where's the sawmill? Or I mean the store. I actually don't know. I love how he does this frequently, where he has two towns. There's a town in the south and a town in the north. And based on the PDA, it looks like this is based off of a real place. So that's super exciting. Visit. And we are here in the vehicle shop. This is where you teleport in. I love that the vehicle shop is actually set up with chairs and desks and tables and a counter. We've seen this same storefront. I believe this is the same one that was used in UMRV. It was also the same one he used in, he had a case version of this in, what was it called? His first map. I forget the name of it now, but it always has this shop, which has this big vehicle trigger area here and the upper platform here, which you can walk up to. This is straight out of FS22 or wherever he got this from. This is, I believe he made this model, but anyways, this is his store that he's used frequently, which is good because it's familiar. I've seen this same store building used in other places too. One of my favorite South American maps that we played on last in the FS22 had this same store building. And it had this alley back here I set it up as a wash bay and put a wash thing right here in the middle. But it's cool to see all of this stuff works. All of the doors work, or most of the doors work. And then this would never make it on. Actually, Giants would probably allow this because they don't check for this kind of stuff. But funny, a Naruto poster on the wall. That's funny. Anyways, I love it. See, it's the little bits of detail that get to me. Wash Bay, thank you. Green Valley, Green River, Green Valley, Nebraska. I love that map. I played on that map significantly, both in multiplayer and single player. There's little things about this map, or any map, like this little, slight. Do you notice how the parking lot is not flat? That takes effort to make it not flat. It's easy to make things actually flat. It takes effort to get everything to line up, everything to look good with the map, the parking lot not being flat. That takes a lot of work. And one other little minor thing, but this grass. And then this edge of the grass is a little bit rocky texture right along the edge, which goes into the pavement. That takes work and effort. It's much easier to paint grass than paint concrete right up to it. But this looks legit. And it's such a minor little detail. Grass, rocky, whatever. I don't know what this extra texture is. And then pavement. Such a minor detail, but it makes it feel lived in all honesty. I do like he does this also where he has different levels of grass. It's not all meadow. It's different levels of grass with bushes and stuff. Got row crop sorghum. I forget where that's base game or not. And I think there's tram lines in this field. Let me look. Yeah, tram lines. I think the tram lines are precision farming. That's one of the things I kind of want to use precision farming without tram lines. I don't know if that's actually a real thing, but yeah. Anyways, so I'm just looking around. This dealership's nice. I like the examples of the equipment. Can I actually get in this harvester? Yep. Looks like I can get in all of the harvesters and tractors here and drive them off the lot and use them if I wanted to, which is pretty cool. Can I get off these ones here too? Whoa, the door totally pushed me out of the way. And they all have a DJ modding license plate on them. That's pretty awesome. So the one benefit of doing something not on Mod Hub is you get to put real buildings in. So your towns feel real. Tim Hortons, Applebee's, whatnot. And he has them set up as storefronts, which is great. You'd never be able to get that in a Mod Hub map. Tractor Supply. Getting some vehicles. That car is slightly floating. So is this SUV. But whatever. He's done this before in some of his other maps. This same thing was in Green Valley. My FPS, Dawn, 57, 58, consistent, 55. With all this detail, that's not bad. I'm at ultra settings. I'm on a 4090. But he did this same kind of setup on Green Valley where there's you have this building where you're coming in to buy seeds and fert and all kind of stuff. I want to check out the town. I like walking around his towns. Looks like this is for propane. Yeah, propane, I'm assuming. Some buildings off of Riverbend Springs. These are all the Riverbend Springs buildings. I love his fire department. I've used... Oh, sweet. We got a raid of some kind. Awesome. Thanks, Juan, for coming in for the raid. Thank you very much. I've played on Green Valley. I played as like the local contractor guy, and I used the fire station as my garage. And because it's usable, and you don't need to own the land to be able to open the doors. And so I used the fire station as my garage in that playthrough, as like I was running a trucking company, and I started off by using these long bays as my garage. I thought that was cool. Not a fan of that, but whatever. Country View Dairy. Del Taco. Nice. One thing I'm really noticing a lot here is the intense level of detail around the town. All the little things, soda machines and whatever that is, flowers, mailboxes, cars, and the cars aren't all standard cars. Like this is I don't think I've ever seen that car before. It'd be great if that car was drivable. A Wendy's. Taste a fresh berry almond chicken salad. That sounds gross. Fresh berry almond chicken salad. But like even with a drive up window, right? Like come on. That's so cool. Like no one puts this level of detail into their towns. Oh, Jess did? Oh, thanks for coming in, Jess, with the raid. Let's see. And thank you for all the raiders coming in. I really greatly appreciate it. I'm just in awe of this level of detail. If ever I make a map, I want to have this level of detail in my towns. And I know all of the work it would take to do it, but I want to have not just the buildings or all the custom buildings, but like this right here. Plants and benches and little boxes and electrical boxes. I want it to feel lived in. I want it to feel like a real town. I don't want it just to feel bleh, like so many. Was that sign down? Yesterday and today, John Deere sign. Nice. Nope, the signs look good. We got a bakery. We got Central Cafe. Again, with the not perfectly flat parking lots and stuff like that. Like this town appears to be on a little bit of a hill. Flathead Feed and Grain, Moccasin, Montana. So apparently this is based in Moccasin, Montana. Yeah, he does such a good job decorating. Honestly, it looks so good. And then a Peterbilt here. This one is obviously not a real Peterbilt. This is just decoration, but it fits. Power station. What's this over here? Train tracks. Did I just find the livestock dealer? I did. I found the livestock dealer. Livestock dealer. Cars parked around. And do we have real livestock? Oh, these fences do not have collisions at the livestock dealer, in case you were wondering. But we have live animals in the livestock dealers, which is great. It's a new feature of FS22 that allows map makers to make real animals at the livestock dealer without using up your animal slots. That said, this map has a requirement on the more animal husbandries possible, which is great. So yeah, these are not static. These are live. They're moving around. They're walking around. These are live animals. And that's a feature of FS25, not of this map specifically. Hey, Whiskey Creek Farms, Don Roberts, thanks for being here. Thank you guys for jumping in. Welcome in. I know there's what looks like 39 people. Say hi in the chat. Welcome in. Thanks for being here. I'd love to know who's here, who's watching. And I'm happy to all the raiders coming in, and let me know in the chat if you have actually looked at this map yet. or spent as much time like actually looking at this map like I am. That's a cool custom sign. Montana Prairie Elevators, so grain elevator. That's cool. Montana Prairie Ag Supply. That's cool. He even did 2 logos. You see that? There's 2 different logos. Nice. There's so much custom stuff here, like these road signs, the stop signs. Some of it is not custom, but it's so like evenly, like nicely interspersed. It's hard to tell. Like this bakery is a stock bakery. A lot of these containers and stuff like that are stock, and like these little decorative elements are stock, but some of it's custom. Some of it's real. A double train track. I don't think there's any maps right now, or I haven't seen very many maps with the double train track. Casey's General Store and gas, $3.49 for gas. That's pretty fair for that part of the country. School bus. I think that's pretty much most of the town. We're back at the dealership again. And so where are we on the map? Let's look at the map again. We are... Thank you for saving. Now it is a 4X, so when it saves, it's going to take a little while. We are up here. We got tons of custom sell points, general stores, tailor shop, brewery, nice. Applebee's. The pink ones are going to be sell points only. The bluish ones, teal, I guess, are going to be productions in your store. So we got a variety of stuff. We also got some fill points here for liquid new manure and hay. Okay, let's take to the skies. See if I remember how this works. I haven't played this game in about a month. GS. Player flight toggle. There we go. I forgot how to fly. And there we go. And now we have the game or the map. And this is the one thing I think about. I don't have power tools. I'm looking forward to Easy Dev. Easy Dev is my jam. Once Easy Dev comes out, I will use Easy Dev. But for now, I'm okay with console commands. Now, one thing this is a precision farming thing, not this map reflection. I don't like the fact that they force tram lines on you with precision farming. I think tram lines are a option, and you either play with tram lines or you don't. You should be able to play without tram lines and still play with precision farming. That's one thing I've been noticing about precision farming, and actually one of the reasons why I haven't started using it is because you get situations like this where the entire map has forced tram lines, kind of. So if I was going to play this map, I didn't do it today, but if I was going to play this map, I would probably start up without precision farming, let the map load once, save, and then load the map again with precision farming turned on, which should leave the fields without tram lines. But if you're starting a new game with a new save with precision farming on, it's going to give you tram lines. And this isn't bad. I'm looking at the map from like a distance, kind of looking at it. It's overall the commenter EXP. Yeah, that's a YouTube beta thing. I don't know. It just kind of turned on at some point. Oh, hold on. I went through the border. I'm stuck in the border, guys. That sucks. Is it? All right. So overall, the map looks plains, flat-ish, but it looks really nice. I love a lot of these kind of details where you get like the train bridge and then a road underneath the train bridge that's nicely decorated by itself. I think that's cool. I like the unique set of weeds right along the raised train like what do they call it? Not a platform, but a hump for the train, essentially. And And we're flying past all these fields just because we're just going to fly over the fields. The fields are fields. There's big open fields. For the most part, they're flat, but you do have places like this where they dip down. So they're slightly rolling hills. Not crazy. Not anything that's going to require a ton of horsepower, but slightly rolling hills. We have the blue farm. Is there a name for this farm? Big Sky Acres? No. Snowcap Hollow Farm. That's not what I wanted. How did I get there? Visit. Snowcap Hollow Farm, which is a blue farm. He has color coded all of the farms, which I think is a wonderful way of doing it. And it kind of sets each farm apart. I think it's great. Buildings are colorable. Let's make them colorable. I'm tired of seeing every single map that comes out with the same green Rudolph Harmon buildings with red roofs. Honestly, that's boring to me. And this with the white roof barns and stuff like that is a very, very American thing. But I love the combination of all this stuff. This looks like pigs. I'm going to guess pigs. But look at all the decoration inside. Like, most people just leave this barn empty. And this person, whatever they did, made this barn all active. A lot of awesome looking barns. Nice farm layouts. It looks like these farms have both a silo right here and a grain dryer. So we're going to have dry corn. Is that right? Is that right? Crop calendar. We have alfalfa as the only additional crop. Here, crop types. If we're going to remember how to sell stuff. We can sell alfalfa hay. For some reason it's pink. We have anhydrous on the map. There's bacon. Cool. A lot of extra stuff. Chevon. I don't know what Chevon is. Ground beef. So there is a butcher on the map. Nice. This is one thing that he does on all his maps. It's kind of a signature to DJ modding, but he has his maps where he has the cow or sheep pastures, and he'll have these kind of snaking, muddy paths. So it's not just a perfectly open pasture of grass. He has these kind of snaking open paths. He almost always has a gate to get in if you need to get in to mow the fields. With all of the new stuff for animals in FS25 with grazing and stuff like that, you're not going to have a problem feeding your animals. You're almost never going to have to feed them unless you want to be upping the productions. I love how these fields are not flat. Good job. I like the tunnel ending of the map going on the outside. I like that. Yep, cows always make those paths in the real world. Why not have them in a map? He used, but hopefully didn't overuse, these flowing river things that are part of FS25. This flowing water thing is part of the game engine, and there's tools to build them now. But it's nice to see. And here's an example of him not overusing it. Most map makers would have made this with that same exact flowing water river thing, and he had held some restraint and made this little water area without it. Like, not using everything every single time. Like, I think showing some restraint in how you do things is a sign of a really great map maker. This appears to be the peach and green farm. I do like the fact that they all have consistent green buildings. I like the layout of this farm here too. I love the fact for here, let me turn off flight mode for a second. This is what I think I personally would aspire to for building a farm. It's not flat. It's got hills. This feels real to me. I know that sounds really weird, but this feels like real life. A farm that's on a perfectly flat piece of land, to me, sounds like a bad place to put a farm, because as a farmer, you're probably going to want the perfectly flat piece of land to be where you put fields. And so this kind of very hillside, kind of chopped into the hillside with multiple layers, multiple levels, to me feels realistic. Whether that's true or not, I don't care. I don't know, and I don't care. But to me, this feels realistic. I think if I was going to play anything, I'd probably play this farm, because I could start by mowing this big, huge field, because you know how much I love mowing fields. But the downside is it's also pigs and not cows, and I'm not really a big fan of pigs. So, but with butcher and bacon, maybe pigs is worthwhile. And it looks like it does have cows also. Is that true? Is this cows? A small pen of... Oh, no. Big... Oh. Oh. Yeah. No. Well, there are farms that are like that. Millennial Farmer IRL. He lives in a very, very flat area of the world. Not a place that I would ever pick to live or play a game. I personally don't like... You guys know that about me. I don't like flat. I like hills. I like terrain. I like undulations. I don't like perfectly flat areas. But this is cool. They did this on Paligny also, where they had pastures and other things go underneath fields, go underneath bridges, continue through underneath bridges, or had bridges so that it could go over the pasture. This farm I like. I like this farm right here. Is this your main farm? Dang it. I keep doing that. I keep getting tab. Where was I? No, this is not the main farm. This is Copper Creek Homestead. And if we buy it, let's just buy it for fun now that we're here. See what we got. We have lots of money. Did I buy it? I think. Copper Creek. Let's go visit Copper Creek. Visit. Okay, this is the one we were looking at. Copper Creek Homestead. I like this. I love how he uses these barns. These are such awesome barns. And they're also decorated really, really well. And I am just hitting my turbo run speed to run right through the walls. I'm sorry about that if that bothers you. This looks like it has two... Hold on. This has sheep, cows, and pigs. Whoops. I think I visited the pigs by accident. Sheep, cows, and pigs. This is a busy farm. Yeah. So we're not having collisions, but I'm using my super run to run through them. Where at the animal dealer, I was just walking and I was able to walk through the collisions. I just personally like this type of land. I honestly think this would be, let me look at the map again. Like this open lot here. Oh, the farm itself is kind of a grid. Oh, I see that. Wait, hold on. The farm itself kind of ends at this river land, the river here. And then this area over here is an open lot and a forest and a thing. But there's this area here, right here, next to the open lot that you can't buy. And which is one thing that I'm never a fan of. You guys know that. Like, it looks like if you look at this, it's hard to see, but you have the farm here, this open lot here, a forest over here. You can't buy the area around the lake. So this area around this lake, you can't buy. Why not? What if I had a fishing production? Isn't there a fishing production or something like that? I want to be able to have a fishing production. I want to put it on my lake that's on my land. That's a bummer. It's also a bummer because if I wanted to play this map, I would feel that I had to edit it. And I don't like editing crawfish. Thank you, Don. I don't like having to edit a map just to be able to play it. I don't mind this, but it's a little kind of cheese here. This little rock wall to edge the map. Not a big fan of that, but it's whatever. It is what it is. But I love these fields. Like the sight lines here I always talk about sightlines because it's important to me. But from right here, I can see my farm. I have these big, huge fields that I could farm here. And there's a little like road along the hills. There's lots of grass, extra grass here that I could farm if I wanted to, I think. I did it again. I should just sell all the vehicles so I can't tab anymore. Let's do that real quick. I keep hitting tab and going to my vehicles. So let's go to vehicles. Here's the starting equipment. You got just about everything you can think of for starting equipment. You got a Breedle fertilizer spreader, a case IH with a front lifter, a cultivator, mixed food mixer, slurry spreader, seeder tank, sprayer tank, auger wagon, John Deere, corn header, regular header, John Deere 7S, Kuhn seeder, Load King, trailers, mowers, and a truck. So we got everything. And all of this stuff is going to be at the main farm. We can check out the main farm last, and I'll just create a new save game for the main farm. But this way I can stop tabbing. I keep hitting tab by accident. And we're not even through like a third of the map yet. All right, where were we? We were over here, over this big field. Weren't we? No, we were over here, over these fields over here. But I do love these kind of stepped fields, kind of on a plateau. I like the fact there's dirt roads leading to all of the fields. That's always good. It's always a bummer to see a field in the middle of nowhere without a road leading to it, which we just found right here. This field doesn't have a road leading to it, which is a bummer. I do love these fields on the hill. Looks so cool. Tram lines look realistic. I will give them that. I don't like them, but they look realistic. And then we're going to come down here to this, which is straight off of Elm Creek. No, Riverbend Springs. I'm on the roof. Good job. So we have the Stone Crusher from Riverbend Springs with the little boat, the river boat, and all of the other stuff, which brings up to the thing with the stone spawning point, the heap spawner. So if you want to get your free stones, come here. Maybe this is a sell point for cement and stuff. That's straight up for Riverbend Springs, nothing special. This house is really pretty. I don't know where this house is from, but I like it. I think this is also from Riverbend Springs. So he has taken some decoration aspects from Riverbend Springs and customized them, which is cool. It's cool to see. Good job. This is one little note. He does this a lot, and other map makers do it too. Oh, I love the plane. That's really cool. Where they have a shorter grass right along the road, but then it gets into the longer meadow as you get away from the road. That's cool. I like that. That's just little details. I do like the randomness of the bushes with the grass. I like that a lot. We have what looks like some kind of a plant. What's the name of this? Food and grain. Nice American flag. Nice decoration. And even like decorative vehicles that I've never seen before. I've never seen this truck before. No more skies for me, Dawn? No, I'm still playing Forever Skies. I've been waiting for a map like this to play. In all honesty, most of the maps that are out there right now, I'm not really a huge fan of. I've been waiting for a nicely detailed map to get my American farming on. You know what I mean? And this is good. I think this is going to be fit the bill for sure. So maybe we'll get back to playing Farm Sim. I haven't done it in a while. McDonald's, even a Mickey D's. McDonaldo. See, even like the little curbs and the grass and all of this stuff, this takes work. I know that it takes work. It takes work and effort to make this stuff look right and look legit. This texture is a texture that some people have off of the main game. This is a sticker. It's a decal. This is scaled wrong. It's not supposed to look like. It doesn't supposed to look like that. It's scaled wrong. But not a big deal. It's immaterial. Lone Pine Grain Company. Nice. Another grain. I love how he has all these custom logos. They're obviously AI generated. Whatever. I don't care. But I love how there's custom logos and little traffic cones and stuff getting knocked over and trucks that are just sitting there waiting to transport things. This is a base game truck. Skoda. Can I get in this? It'd be super cool if I get in that one. Yep. Again, the decoration aspects here are top notch. And like the post office, like comes off the road, a little bit of a slope down into a flat parking lot for the post office. Decorations around the post office. Air conditioners on the back sides of buildings. People walking around on the back sides of buildings. A lot of map makers would just leave this whole area empty and not do anything with it. He took the time to decorate it and make it look legit. Hypercube pizza. That's so cool. I love the US Post Office. That's not many people would do that. What else? Whoa. Subway. This car is a little bit buried. It needs to be like tilted like this to meet the parking lot. That car ain't going anywhere. Looks awesome. Rocky Mountain Ethanol. Is this a production? Subway. No, Rocky Mountain Ethanol is not a production. Hey, look at that. You can buy the town. That's cool. This whole town area with all of this grass. All these big open fields. You can buy the town if you want. That's cool. Good job making everything buyable. Look at that. MSU, like the signs for the local sporting teams. I'm going to say now, and I know this is not a custom grass. This grass here is the default grass off of River Bend Springs. He's done a really good job decorating with bushes and stuff like that, but this is the default grass. An ad for the Farm Sim show. Nice. City of Hobson, Montana. Okay, so the other place was, I forget what it was called. M something? I forget. It started with an M. I forgot what it was called. And this is down here. This is Hobson, Montana. Oil manufacturing, so an oil processing facility. Minor note, and this is not for anyone, but I would have loved to see more variety in the color of trucks. This same red truck has been used all over the map. I've seen it in half a dozen places now. Which is fine. I love the lived-in nature of it, but more variety in the color on that truck would have been nice. It's just the same exact truck with the same white trailer every time. I like how the road ends at the edge of the map. This is probably the edge of the map. Yeah. Edge of the map, but it actually has a sign that says road closed, except there's no collision on the sign, which minor, but there. Dollar General. Really, really nice decorations. Houses that are set on hills and stuff. Top notch. Anyways, I was starting to say, I think this one by far by far, except for this little piece of, I don't know what this is. It's like a piece of a building that's just floating here in the middle of nowhere. And it's like a texture too. Like, you see that? It's just a texture. Anyways, this one is by far my number one new map for FS25. By far, so far. We're only halfway through it. It is by far my favorite map. Number one map for FS25. The level of detail that's here, the level of decoration, the amount, how well it looks lived in, the fact that it's a 4X, which is my personal favorite size map. These towns are so legit. I can't get over it. I think this is something other map makers should aspire to. If you're a map maker and you're one of building a town, look at this map. Look at the level of detail that's gone into every single aspect of it. Whether it be custom signs, whether it be people walking around like on the sidewalk, whether it be little decorative aspects like, okay, he just walked through a mailbox, but whatever. Minus all the flat tires. Yeah, minus all of the... it seems like on this area of the map, because it's on a hill, he put a lot of parked cars that are not level with the ground. They're all like nose deep in the hill, which is fine. I like the custom ice cream truck driving around town. That thing is an eyesore, but super nice. What's this? I'm just walking around. I'm like walking around a 4X map. I haven't even gotten a vehicle yet. The blue dwarf. What is this? What is this? This is a canning factory. Oh, cool. So we got a canning factory. Got a little bit of weirdness with the textures here. Something going on with these decals. Like this decal here, it's scaled up too big and it looks weird. You see that? Do you see how like the texture of the gravel is one thing and then this is like bleh, like barf? It looks very strange and it looks like there's too much height map on it. But whatever. Yeah, I think it's just the decals being resized to make them look different, but they're too big. Now, because you can buy the can I click on this? Because you can buy the whole town, you could totally like role play living at one of these houses. Just buy the town, put a doormat on this house, and like this could be my house. I could live here. Traffic patterns are interesting, yeah, sure. But there is traffic patterns, and that's a thing. Outlaw asked a good question. What do I think of the map so far? So far, 9.5 out of 10. I haven't seen anything wrong with this map except for the cars, like except for a few like things with like cars and the decorations and stuff like that, or like little things with the road textures or the terrain decals. Like we just saw on this map, like these terrain decals, these are too big. They're not supposed to look like that. And when you look up close at it, it's a little bit hurts your eyes a little bit, but 9.75 out of 10. This is easily my number one map for FS25 that's new. There's been so many of the maps we've seen so far, and part of the reason I haven't been playing, right? Part of the reason I haven't been playing the game at all, like at all, I haven't touched Farm Sim in 2, maybe 3 weeks, is because it's the same. Nothing's new. Other than the base game maps, there's nothing special, nothing exciting. I love this little thing, whatever this is. That's awesome. Except for the fact, I guess that's okay that it's buried into the ground. This is cool. Especially if this belt worked, that would be super cool. Collisions on that are fine. Is this the same place with the B on it? Mobile oil. Is that an oil facility? So most of these buildings up here. So one thing I'm not a huge fan of, but I would like to see more of, is I think a lot of these buildings that are here that are decoration right now, like this building right here, is a mobile oil facility, right? It's a big facility. It takes up a lot of space. But right now it's connected to the train station, but that's all it is. It's connected to the train station. Like the rest of the building doesn't do anything. So all of those, that whole building over there, it's not doing anything. And so I would like to see more productions on some of these buildings. Like this whole facility here is all decoration. That's a lot of land taken up by decorations. And I understand there's an in and an out and a weighing scale and blah, 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 but there's not even a sell point in here. Like there's no sell point in here. There's no sell point over here. It's all connected. It looks nice, but I would love to see it actually as a sell point. Like this could be a sell point for grain. This could be a sell point right here for dried corn, right? Make this whole grate, the grate here, a sell point for dried corn. That's what I would do, right? There's a lot of decorations that are just not used. It's okay. Don't get me wrong. It's a 4x. Remember here. Let's look at the scale. Right? Look at the scale of this map. The town is this little teeny tiny piece right here. Right? Oh, is it a production? I didn't see any triggers to. Yeah, those decals, I'm not a big fan of those decals. Giants, in most maps, on Giants maps, those decals are scaled up to like 150%. And most people just copy and paste them from Giants maps, but they need to be scaled down for them to look correct. That is a Giants problem. I agree. But I mean, this little town, which had all of those places, and you said, and Outlaw says that was an ethanol pallet plant. See, I don't see it. I see Subway. I see a Rocky Mountain ethanol. So I guess the whole thing, it looks like it's part of the train station, but wait, what was it? We visited it, right? Can I buy it? Oh, buy it. Let's look. Maybe some triggers show up once I buy it. That's totally possible. Of course I gotta save. Thank you. I think if you scale them down, Matt, if you look in your game, they should be up at like a 115%. You scale them down, they look a lot better, but they still don't look so great. Whatever. We bought the ethanol plant. Still no triggers on the ethanol plant. I don't see triggers. But if I bought the ethanol plant, it should be a production. Lots of contracts, really, really good contracts. This is without contract boost, so with contract boost. Field 72. Why am I seeing the whole map? Field 72. I don't even know where Field 72 is. It's up there. 67K for oat. That's a big field. Good money for doing contracts on this map, that's for sure. But big fields. You're doing one contract per day, that's for sure. Anyways, I was trying to get to productions. Here they are. So we have corn dryers on the farms that we own in Rocky Mountain ethanol. So they're going to drop off corn, dry corn, propane, sorghum, and they're going to make ethanol. And so I'm assuming the dump grates are up here. Thank you for pointing that out, Outlaw. I did not realize that. So it looks like this slot 1 is your dump grate for your plant. And I don't know where the pickup point is for the ethanol. Maybe you're supposed to deliver it. Anyways, I'm going to keep moving on. It's good to know that that is an ethanol plant because I like the new productions. Here's another Yellowstone grain terminal. God, so much detail. Those are a little bit overlapping. I would have put them a little bit separate. But there's a silo to store stuff to sell on the train. which is cool. I can't get over, honestly. I'm sorry. I sound like a broken record. I can't get over the level of detail on this map. There's such minor things that are quote unquote wrong, but even that, I don't think there's anything really wrong. I'm gonna look at the overall map for a second. I'm looking for a number somewhere in the middle of the map that... Oh, game crashed. Oh, look, there's a bunch of content creators listed here. I'm not one of them, but a lot of people that I watch and I support, so that's cool. I'm looking forward to playing this map for sure. And it looks like so far it's not going to have to be a map. I think I crashed it. I tried using a game command to buy all the land and it crashed. Yep. Give me 1 second, folks. I think towns, leave them alone. If you can't customize the town, you can't delete buildings in the town, fine, no big deal. I do think you should be able to place buildings down in towns. So I'm always a proponent of open areas in the town. Like here, I could buy this town and I could put down a production here. I could put down a production here, make a couple driveways off the side road. It'd be fine. There's plenty of space here to add a couple productions in town, or the other town for that matter. Stuff like train buildings, you don't need to delete that stuff. The one thing I'm always a proponent of is sound. Can you not hear me? Hold on. Can you hear me now? Yeah, the sound went out for a second. If you please let me know if you guys can still hear me. All right. Anyways, I'm always a proponent of, if you have a farm, the farm should be 100% customizable. That's the sticking point for me with DJ Modding. DJ Modding doesn't make his farms to be customizable. Sometimes there's a few things you can delete on each farm, but a lot of times the buildings are built into the map. They're hard coded into the map. Code's not the right word, but they're hard. They're part of the built into the map, right? You can't remove them. I'm not usually a huge fan of that, because sometimes, like, if I come in and play this farm, this is another player farm, which we haven't looked at yet, which looks like an equally nice farm, nice and spread out too. Maybe I don't want a pig pen. Like this one right here, I think is pigs, I'm assuming. Maybe I don't want to do pigs. So why can't I delete these pigs and put down cows and make this big, huge green pasture here? Cows, right? The problem is, and somebody mentioned this in my Discord earlier today, is that for the most part, the buildings are part of the map, which means you have to go into GE to remove them. I'm not a fan of that. I think that if you have a placeable, which is a building, a farm, a pasture, whatever, you should be able to remove that pasture all in one go and be able to remove it. Now, obviously, there's decorations around the farm. I think you should be able to remove the decorations too, whether you have to remove them one by one or all as a group. I would always recommend map makers to make their farms editable. People will not play your map if they can't customize the farm. If someone comes in and says, I want to play this farm, but I don't want the roofs to be brown, they can't do that. That's a bummer, because I don't want the roofs to be brown. I want them to be black. How do I do that? I can't. So I'm always a proponent of that. But DJ he builds his maps to be a certain way, and that's just the way he builds them. One thing I like about this farm, I'm just looking at it as I fly by, it's kind of spread out, right? I'm going to buy the farm just to see the triggers. We have chickens here. I like how he names them all. Bison Ridge cow stall, Bison Ridge chicken. That's cool. Good job. Bison Ridge sheep barn. So this is chicken, sheep. Why is this untag? That's cool. Good job. I like how he did that. That's pretty fantastic. Now over here, I'm going to buy this one, and you'll see why in a second. Over here, there's cows. So Bison Ridge is this whole kind of collection of fields with these cows over here. So you have all of this stuff here. You've got a harvestor silo. You've got a house with the grain silo kind of right up next to the house. It's kind of cool. Sheep and chickens. And then you've got cows over here with this kind of nice, long, kind of freestall kind of cow shed. I like this cow shed. I like this cow shed with the milking things. And then this kind of long pasture. That's cool. And then I think over here, there's also one over here. This looks like a pasture of some kind for cows. Okay, this is a cow pasture. Can I buy this? Where am I? Can I buy this? And this is one of those places where I would say, bummer. Because, like, you have this decorative barn here. This one right here with cows, but you can't buy it. Why not? Well, I want to buy that. That looks cool. I want to start here I want this cow barn to be my home. I want to put a trailer park home right here, and I want to start off with these cows. I want this piece of land to be mine. But this happens sometimes with DJ's maps, and I won't fault him for it. But this piece of land is not buyable. It looks like the roads and the verges are also not buyable. I'm wondering if there's like a... I was looking for it earlier, and I didn't find it. Oh, there it is. 127. So if I buy 127, does this trigger show up? It's $7 million. Hold on, I'm testing it. GS farmland buy 127. Bought farmland 127. So I own farmland 127 now, and this trigger still doesn't show up. If I go into construction mode, I can sell this barn. I can't sell this barn. I can click on it. I can't sell it, even though I own the land. So it looks like that you can buy all the land. Dang it. Where was I? God, there's so many farms in this thing. You can buy all the land, but you can't farm all the land. And you have to do it by buying that 127. So if you're looking for the spot of land that buys everything, it's 127. Either way, not a huge deal. I think most players would never notice that they can't own all the land or can't get to all the land. I think most people wouldn't notice it. Naming is a lot of work. To name each individual farm and name the buildings on each farm. Oh, here's a farm for me. Look at this. This one it's very flat, but it's got all the black buildings. So I know the buildings support these colors. I might like use that building over the farm over there, but just switch the colors around. But look at this. It's a nice farm. This one is called, where am I? That's not what I'm looking at. I don't know what this is called. Buy? Yes. Green silo. This is just a generic kind of farm. Timber and Sage. This is part of Timber and Sage Ranch. I keep teleporting. It's my fault for starting a new save. Gosh, where am I? So many. Buy. Yes. Interesting. So here, visit. So Timber and Sage Ranch looks like it's in 2 pieces. There's this piece over here, and then there's this piece here. That's interesting. I like how it's kind of this L-shaped thing with lots of grass around. That's pretty cool. Again, these like long cow pastures. He does such a good job with the cow pastures and the barns. I like how it looks. Lots and lots of grass work on this farm here. You got this big grass patch. This is all grass right here. And then you've got all this meadow down here that I'm assuming you could buy. Yeah. Like the meadow that I'm standing over is 147. You can buy this big meadow open lot. Lots of very flat area over here. It's pretty cool. But you got everything you need, all the animals you need with a custom silo for each one, with a grain dryer for each one. That's so good. We already looked at this one. This was the bison something or other. He came up with custom names for all of them. Oh, this one's cool too. I can't decide which farm I like the best. This one's really cool. This is like a hilltop, as they call it, hilltop. Wild Prairie Ranch. But I don't have enough money. Let's give ourselves some money. GS money. I like this one a lot too. I like this color green and the black roofs. It looks really cool. I like the hilltop kind of thing. Nice. I like the layout of this ranch, this one too. The farm layout's really nice. Again, multi-level. Everything isn't all on the same level. It's slightly sloped, slightly rounded off hills. Got ourselves a grain dryer. Got ourselves all the buildings you'd need. And then big open grass prairies ready to harvest. And it's kind of on the top of a hill. That's cool. Wow. So many different ways to play this map. Mainly because it's a 4X, it's so big. That's the town. What's this down here? Jack Daniels factory. That's one thing that DJ does on a lot of his maps is he does have alcohol productions. Again, he would never make it onto Mod Hub with that. We got a lager, we got a beer facility, we got a Jack Daniels facility. Nice. Those are from 22. I remember those in a couple of his maps. Farmer's market looks good. Nice decorations in the farmer's market. Again, this with these textures, they're too deep. These shouldn't look like this. And I think it's because these textures are meant to be put on mud, and so it doesn't look as bad on mud. But yeah, this whole thing looks awesome. Roberts Motors, a Ford dealership. That's a Ford dealership on this map. That's cool. I like the river with the lakes and these bridges. All of these things running a mine. Is there a mine? Is there a mine? This river with the bridges over the river. Oh my gosh, it looks so good. This river alone is amazing. Look at this with like the flowing water and the little waterfalls and stuff. That's so good. Oh, the dealership is yours. And then these like grass hills on the edge. I like this like bean shaped field with like a cutout for the grain company. That's cool. And then I think this red farm is the main farm. All right. And so, oh, we have a BGA. Nice. And the BGA, oh, that's cool. The BGA is kind of attached to the main farm. Look at that. It has a road going straight into the BGA. You can get to it. Is the BGA part of the main farm? The hell? There's like a dirt road going through the main farm to get to the BGA. That's cool. All right, let's turn off flight mode for a minute. Let's check out the main farm. So this is your main farm. It's called Big Sky Acres. It's on both sides of the road. You own the north side of the road and some of the buildings on the south side of the road. But you don't own everything. The land that the BGA is on, you also don't own. But I think if you buy it, I don't know if you get the BGA or not. Let's check. No, if you buy the land the BGA is on, you do not get the BGA. So we're still going to have to come in here, find the trigger for the BGA. It is a Google Map overlay. This is a real location. Here's the BGA. It's going to be $1 billion, something like that. 1.2. Yeah, 1.5. $1.5 million for the BGA. BGA looks nice. He did a good job on it. Decorated nicely. Has the weighing station going in. Has this guy who looks very, very bored and is just standing here. Can I talk to you? Nope. But here's the main farm. We got a greenhouse for rice saplings, right? A greenhouse for rice saplings. We got some of our equipment. We got mowing equipment. Got grass work equipment. These are all the stuff that we sold earlier. But I started a new save, so we get them back. We got another awesome barn. Really, really nicely decorated. Just for the harvester and the header trailers. Oh, I don't know why the scales don't work. They should work. Maybe that's a minor bug. I do really like this setup he's done here. Some people, when they do the grain drying, they make a production building that's also a silo, that's a grain dryer, a silo. It's weird. I do like the double grates. I like how they're separated. So that you're using this one for drying grain and you're using this one for other stuff. The only weird thing about this setup here is why you have an output thing here on a silo complex. That's kind of weird. Whatever. But this is the red farm. And then we got all this, this is like a barn and a pig barn. Oh no, this is the pig barn. This is a cool looking pig barn. And of course they're all named Big Sky Pig Barn. I like that. The route through our grain dryers. Let's see what house. Oh, we got the log cabin. So the house for this one is the log cabin. This is the one we just built on our playthrough on whatever it's called, New Frontier. Nice decoration around. Here's our auger cart, our planter, random shed building, and I believe this is going to be cows. With a huge barn. Oh my gosh, that's gigantic. Cows with a huge barn upstairs. It would have been really great to see this as a bale storage, but I can't have everything. And then look at this awesome rolling hills cow field. I hope this right here is not a sign that the animals won't roam all the whole length of the field. I hope it's just a painting thing, but whatever. And it looks like this cow barn has straw rings, which is cool. And then this is a custom food trough. I've seen this as a mod. That's cool. And then I love the manure pits. The manure pits came out really well. And this just looks good. It looks good. Let's check out. Let's buy some cows. 500 cows. Good Lord. Buy. 250 cows. Now let's look at the cows. And the cows are roaming the entire field. We don't actually see all 250 cows. But this field is huge. If you look at it, this cow field, look how far away the cows go. Roaming. This is a giant cow field. Really, really big. And the cool thing about it is because it's so big, the game is going to render more cows. So like normally if you had like a normal cow barn and they had to set it for 500 cows, the game is only going to render like 20 or 30 cows. Here it's rendering a lot more because there's more land for them to spread out on. So the game will render more, which I think is awesome. Do we own this? That was a jump and a half. Do we own this? Big Sky Sheep Barn. This is a sheep barn, so let's get some sheep, see where these guys end up. Is that normal for the number of animals to buy is 250 at a single go? Is that normal? See, we got sheep. We got a huge spawn area for wool. Got a big, huge open field, and of course, this open field it has grass in it. With the animal grazing, they should be able to graze on it. Game save failed, error 7. That's fine. Don't care. I want to look at the animals. Unfortunately, it's showing us that, and this is a bug in setup. Actually, it might not be. These are all the places where we bought Timber Sky and Bison Ridge and Big Sky. Those are the farms we bought. right? We purchased all those. But the Big Sky Cow Barn, here's one bummer. And this is, I don't know if this is his problem or Giants or what, I don't know. But if you look at the Big Sky stuff, the one we just put animals into, meadow is at 0. You see that? It's at 0. Which means that for whatever reason, and I don't know how to do this properly, but this grass that he's put down here is not set up for grazing. And now, should it be? I thought it was supposed to. I thought starting a new save, it's supposed to show up. Does it take time now? I don't know. It's been so long since I played, so I think this map is going to get me back into playing, though. Honestly. Jake, adding animal husbandries to a map is not hard. It's a little bit of a process in that there's work to be done. But your best bet is to place the building. Your best bet to place it properly is to launch your game into GE, place it down where you want it on the farm you want it on, and then copy the placeable code from your placeable save game file into the placeables file on the map. And that will get it to be where it was. The only caveat there is if you want to have custom fences, you're going to have to do that work also. But that's the basis of how to set it up. You can set it for a higher growth stage in the XML for the pasture. Yeah, I'm looking at this grass, and most of the grass that's here is shorter grass. It's not longer grass. So maybe the reason meadow isn't showing up for the food for the animals is because it's the shorter version of meadow. It's not the full growth meadow. Clover. Oh, cool. We have clover on this map. That's cool. And then this red barn over here, I think, is also ours, isn't it? Visit. Oh, there's another cow barn over here. So we were over there. This is alfalfa. Nice. Alfalfa and clover. So I was wrong. 2 custom crops, alfalfa and clover. And we have alfalfa here. And we have our harvest store. If we have a harvest store, sometimes this doesn't work. Look at that. It's even set up to make alfalfa. Oh, cool. Wait. No, it is. Grass, chaff. Okay, so it's set up for grass, chaff. I don't know why it says corn silage. I would rather that say chaff silage, but it's the same thing. Clover and alfalfa. That's cool. And we have a little prop plane flying over the map, which is super cool. So we do have a fermenting silo, which looks really nice on our farms, which is great. And it's already set up for the custom crops that are on the map to make silage from them. Now, one thing that is a bummer about his maps, and this has happened before, and I know this happened here, is what happens here. He likes to do this, and some people don't like this because, like, let's see if it. I'm gonna check it. I'm gonna bet that I can't. I'm gonna bet that I can't sell this right here. So these things right here, this little building here, this little cart, this little fake silo, which isn't a silo at all, I can't use it. This little silo auger thing, can't use it. This propane tank, can't use it. Like this little hay cart thing here, like if I was coming in here, I'd want to put my little fill station right here. I can't get rid of this. And that can be the polarizing factor on these maps. This wheel is totally floating, whatever. But some of the decoration that he puts onto the maps is not removable, which is a bummer. Now I believe, thank you, Don. I believe, and I don't know for sure, you guys can correct me if I'm wrong, but I think there's a map object hider thing somewhere on ModHub, which would allow you to hide those little decorative pieces, I think. I don't know anything about it, but I think so. I don't ever use it, but maybe I would. One thing about this map, one thing I've found about myself as far as playing Farm Sim is I fall into a trap, personally, of wanting a map to be exactly the way I want it, and then spending hours editing that map, because I know how, to make it exactly how I want it. The downside is that sometimes I don't even actually end up playing that map after editing it, because it takes so long to edit it that I lose like the excitement of the map, because I wasted so much time editing it. And then of course, inevitably, every time I edit a map, I get done after putting 15-20 hours into editing a map, and then the map maker puts out an update which undoes all of the work I did. That's inevitable. That happens every time. I'm going to go over here and I'm going to mow both the alfalfa and the clover and see what they look like. So I think one of the things I've been looking for, and I've been really looking for this, is finding a map that I can just play and enjoy the way it is without having to do the extra work to edit it. G, go to the rear mower, toggle work mode, Control Y, put down things, Control V, put them all down, turn it on. Now it looks like this doesn't look any different. It looks like grass. The output from the mowers for clover looks a lot like grass. I guess that's not a bad thing. It does look like grass though. I don't like running this setup because I end up missing. Missing always bothers me. So that's clover. And this is fully grown clover, and it's dropping a full windrow, so that looks good. I use my mower. I use the Batwing mower on every playthrough because, I mean, I made it for what I wanted, so it's obviously going to be my favorite mower. Let's lift up the mowers. Let's get on the road because I don't feel like folding them. Hopefully we won't get hit by a car. And let's check the alfalfa. And hopefully the alfalfa has a custom texture. I'm doubting that it's going to, but hopefully it will. Okay, here we go. We're doing alfalfa now. And alfalfa also has essentially the same grass texture for the dropped grass. So this alfalfa looks really close to the same color as the clover, which is just, it just looks like grass. which is a bummer because it's a different color crop. So it's a relatively easy edit to update this to be the right color. So I did see your pictures of about the taters on the aggro map. I think it's hilarious. I don't know why it's happening. I have a few ideas why it's happening. But yeah, that's really funny. It seems like a pretty severe bug. But I think that, like, if I talk about editing a map, this one, there isn't much to edit, honestly. I think I would have a lot of fun playing this map just the way it is. I think any one of these farms I could have fun on, honestly. Like that hilltop farm was pretty cool. I also liked the farm with the cream colored buildings, with the green roofs and cream color, or brown roofs and cream colored buildings. I like the look of that farm. I like the layout of it. I especially like the multiple levels of that farm. I think that was pretty cool. Obviously, up on this side of the map, there's a little bit more attention paid to this area because it's the main farm. But that said, it's not too different. How do I turn the radio off? No, I don't. How do I turn the radio off? Hopefully that's turning the radio off. Yeah, I think my only bummer right now, I think the last thing that would have made this map a 10 out of 10 is some of the little visual glitches around the map fixed, and maybe a custom texture for alfalfa and clover. That would have made it for me. Made it a 10 out of 10. I mean, this map's amazing, honestly. Hats off to TJ Modding. He did a really great job with this map. When I personally, with my messed up sense of what I want in a map, if I can go through a map and consider playing it without editing the map first, that's a huge plus, being because I have such a very strict OCD about maps, right? To be able to be like, yeah, I could totally play this map the way it is, and I could probably have a lot of fun with it, is pretty substantial. I think this map has a good amount of... Okay, now if we look at it side by side, this meadow, because I'm mowing the meadow now, and the alfalfa do have different colors, so I could be wrong. It looks like they do actually have different colors. It's slight. It's hard to see, but it's slight. I forget. Somebody else had an alfalfa texture that I really liked, that added just a little bit more texture to a little bit more color to the alfalfa bales. But it looks like all this land we own, and mowing all this off this grass is, you know, can help our farm grow. Ugh, my John Deere is having a hard time getting up this hill. See more animals would be really awesome on this map. Hey, Northern Farm Sim. I personally think this map is looking fantastic. Almost a 10 out of 10 in my book. There's really a couple minor things that I honestly think he'll fix in the first update, and when he does that, it'll be a 10 out of 10. And so if we look at this is the alfalfa, which is a darker green, and this is the meadow, which is a much lighter green, almost hay colored, which means the hay is going to end up being that brownish color, which is fine. Yeah, this map is honestly so close to being a 10 out of 10. It has everything I'm looking for. It has rolling hills. It has challenging terrain in some places. But it's also got, for the people who want it, it's also got big square fields. I'm not usually a fan of square fields, but it's got big square fields if you like them. It's got freaking huge fields if you like them. Like, I think we were looking at it earlier, and let's see if I can find it. This, where is it? If we look at in the contracts, or with this is without contract boost. So not boosted, but like a $64,000 bailing contract, field 35. So field, where's field 35? I don't know. Field 35 is down here. A baling contract, baling straw on field 35, $64,000. That field, baling this entire field is going to take forever. You're going to easily make 100 plus bales. That's a big field. Oh my goodness. Ready to harvest. But if you had to bale this field, that would take you a couple hours. We were talking a 4x map here. So with the 4x, you're talking big contracts, big money. I do like the additional crops. I do like the fact that he included the alfalfa and the clover. It looks like this light blue color is the clover and this kind of greenish color is the alfalfa. This color is what? Crop types. The green beans. So there's a lot of green beans on this map. Alfalfa. Oh, look at this big field right here. So I think this right here, this farm, I normally wouldn't pick that color of buildings. And if I can figure out how to change the color of these buildings to the gray and black color, this would be my farm. It's not perfectly flat. It's got lots of grass work to do. It's got some cool fields around it. It's got a little bit of forestry. It's got some water. I love how this farm is on multiple levels. I really, really like that. It's got all the animals, and it's got this awesome cow barn that goes underneath the bridge, underneath the highway. It's a lot of cool stuff in this area. This is probably my favorite farm on this map. It's just got everything. And especially with this spawn of the map, with this massive field being alfalfa. Is there a contract on that map? Harvesting. It probably wouldn't be. I doubt that the alfalfa is going to be set up for mowing. Baling, hoeing, mowing. No. So, but yeah, it'll take you a while to harvest all this alfalfa. But all this extra grass you could mow. This is probably my favorite farm. I love the layout of this farm. I think the main farm is probably, I think this farm up here, straight west from, so we were talking about Copper Creek Homestead. I think it's probably my favorite farm on the map. Wild Prairie, which is directly west of that farm, I think is probably my second favorite. I just like the fact that it's on the top of a hill. The only reason I wouldn't play this one is because the fields around it are all really flat and kind of, they feel flat and square. But yeah. This is probably my second favorite. Maybe this one down here would also be an interesting farm to play just because of the layout. I like this kind of layout along the river kind of thing that they got going here. Obviously, I like the black roof barns, but it's a tough call. Between this, the hilltop one is probably number 2. This one right here is probably number 3, and then the main farm would probably be number 4. From my perspective. But I do really like this farm down here. I would probably replace it with the black and gray buildings, and it would be perfect. If I replace it with the black and gray buildings, it would be perfect for me. But overall, I think I'm glad I waited. Let's put it that way. I can definitely see myself playing this map. I can definitely see myself enjoying this map. I can definitely see myself farming this map. Now, I almost never play a farm and just farm the farm. I always do contracts. I always do all this other stuff to make money. I think I could actually enjoy playing this map just playing the map. I really think I could. Just because if I owned this farm, like let's say I started off with this farm. Oh, look, I didn't notice that. Oh, cool. I'm totally starting this farm. This is the farm I'm going to start. I'm calling it now. Both of these fields, the sheep field right here and the cow field right here, both of them go underneath the road onto the north side. That's so cool. I like how the silos on this like side road over here. Yeah, I'm totally playing this farm. Calling it now. I might have to edit the map slightly to just change the color of the buildings, but I'm playing this farm. I'm really glad I waited to play this map. I think that this map is a perfect addition to go along with the Plains and Polarities pack, which just came out. Like getting some big Ford versatile tractors on here. Love it. Big grain seeder packs, even though they're ridiculously expensive. I think that stuff is perfect for this map. Like literally the only thing stopping me from playing this map today is the fact that we don't have a swather that works for grass. So I would actually edit this map to add the 2 or 3 lines of code that allows the Macdon swather to harvest clover, alfalfa, and grass. I would probably make that change because that makes sense to me. And then I'd be able to use the Macdon swather with the big, huge header for doing these fields. But I mean, this has got everything. I do like how he added the little labels around the map. I think that some map makers forget that. But honestly, for me, this Copper Creek homestead is going to be mine. So, gosh, this is the first map I've looked at being like, I want to start playing this right now. So this is the Copper Creek homestead. That's the one I like. I like the look of that map. Copper Creek. That's my favorite on this map. I like all the content creators on here. Credits to people who've helped him with the map and all the stuff around the map. Super cool. All the people who've helped him. That's pretty awesome. I like that. And these are all his maps that he made for 22. Green Valley was one of my favorites. I never played these ones. I think these ones were, some of these were 19. Yeah, 19. Anyways, if you haven't checked out this map, definitely check out DJ Modding's site. It's going to be right here on djmodding.itch.io. It's a 4X map. It's free download. Chip him some money to say it's such a great job. He put a lot of time and effort into this map. He makes amazing 4X maps. He always has. There's only a few custom things that are added that you have to add to this map, which is the more productions possible and the more animal husbandries possible. Obviously, this map has multiple farms, like 5 farms, and then 4 husbandries per farm, which is over the normal game's 16 limit. And there's a ton of productions, tons of stuff to do. Love it. I might play this with precision farming. I might not. Don't know. And then the butcher giving us the butcher shop. That's freaking awesome to have a butcher shop on here. So check it out if you haven't checked it out. This is easily my #1 map right now for anything. easily my number one map. And as far as I'm concerned, all the rest of my gameplays are done. This is the next one I'm gonna start on, which says a lot, honestly, because I haven't actually played this game in months, and this makes me want to play the map or play Farm Sim. And I'll be able to check out the Plains and Prairies thing, and I'll be able to check out a lot of the new equipment, and stay up all night and play. Yeah. But anyways, I want to say thank you for being here. Thank you for watching. Thank you for coming along with this map tour. Of Judith Plains. I normally wouldn't be so excited about a very flat-ish map, but I think there's just barely enough contours and hills on this map to make me happy. And there it is. That's what it's going. Thank you everyone for watching. Thank you for coming along. It makes me happy that I was able to come back to Farm Sim after a little bit of a break and come into such an awesome map. And like, there's literally nothing wrong with this map except for a few little visual glitches here and there. Everything else solid. So much to do, so many productions, so much visual everything. Like, there's so much going on this map. It makes it just, it's almost too much. The towns are awesome, but they're nice and condensed. And you got the biggest fields you can of any map. So what's there to lose? Oh, I didn't even see this. Hold on. I didn't even see this. We have a little houseboat pond area that's all decorated, of course. We have another grain silo, Iron Ridge grain, multiple grains places to sell. Little dirt road going through the forest here. And I'm sure I haven't even seen the whole map. I'm sure there's so much more to see. Anyways, I'm gonna let you go. And the crawfish, actually, yes, Dawn, crawfish. It would be nice to own this farm and set up a little crawfish thing on the pond. That would be pretty cool. It's a good idea. I'll see if I can figure that out. But anyways, thanks for watching. Thanks for coming along. And I'm going to leave you with a little screenshot of my farm. And we'll we'll catch you guys next time. Thank you for watching. Thank you for coming along. Special thank you to all the AI members. Everyone here on this list helps me continue doing what I'm doing. I love sharing gameplays with you. I love sharing other games, not just Farm Sim, but other games. And I love making mods and continuing to provide things for the Farm Sim community. And all of these AI members at different levels help make that happen. So a special thank you to all of them. If you'd like to join, hit the membership button below or jump over to Discord. If I could press the button right. And join up and come along. And if you have any questions, please feel free to ask. But until next time, thanks for watching. Bye-bye. Bye-bye.